right. Let's see. Boba Fett. Okay. There you go. So right now I am working on, I have this hand that it's pretty good, but it's not good enough. Um, it's just, I built it for something else, and I want this hand. He's totally different, right? He has these gloves, and I want them to be constructed a certain way. I mean, I could use the old one and make it work, but I kind of want it to be as close as I can to like a glove thing, because the one I have right now is more of a hand, right? So yeah, so that's my old hand. I'm in the process now of of remaking it. Yeah, so you can sort of see what I'm doing here. This is super exciting, but yeah, this is how it works. Here we go. Everything's made out of boxes at first. It's the easiest way, right? It's the easiest way to make this stuff happen. And once I get the basic shapes, then I'm good. I mean, after that, you're not going to see it, right? There we go. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Yeah, hands are pretty tricky. This is going to be different because these are going to be gloves. So it's going to be more fabric-esque, bloated fingers, right, with seams going along the sides of the fingers. That's going to look cool. One of the things I like to do is, let's see if I can hide this, see if it works. Right. Already. So I like to, when you do 3D modeling, it's always fun where the texture of one object is different than the texture of something next to it. Right. And in his case, the reason why it works so well is that you have you have sheet metal basically next to fabric. For example, like his shirt or his tank top he has on. It's a tank top, actually, if you don't know. And yeah, having those two next to each other is super cool. And it makes it more dynamic, in my opinion. If everything is flesh, like the Hulk, you have a different way, you have to go about a different way to make it work, to make it exciting. But yeah, so I want to remake it just to make it work. Right? I know we're all waiting for the eclipse. I'm here in Central Time. So I think it's around 1:45, 2 o'clock for the eclipse, which is going to be cool. I got some of those glasses like everybody got. Because I'll be honest with you, in the last eclipse, I did not get the glasses. And I was like, what the heck? This sucks. So I thought, you know what? They're only a couple bucks. And I'm going to use them. And it's going to be worth it. So they're like mega dark. If you haven't looked through them, they're like mega dark. All right, let's hide this stuff. Here we go. Hide the old ones. I don't need them anymore. Right. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you might be able to see him. He looks pretty good. This is my finished Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. And I know that I finished it a while ago, but I had some issues with that sculpt, and I had to problem solve getting him printed in a way that works. And I know that sounds strange. There was like things like there was resin leaking from cracks, and there was some of the things didn't print when I started to change things. I was getting the oval, the circle on the bottom was not circular, it was warping. So I had to spend a lot of time, and I probably print at least 10 of these before I got it to print correctly like this one. And it was worth it. He really came out great. I mean, you could even see his zipper came out great. Yeah, you can't. It's not going to work. But anyway, you get the point. But yeah, even like his crossbow came out pretty good. It didn't. I made it thicker than realistically it would be, but it totally works. It's not going to break, right? I made the strings thick enough so they don't break, and they still look like string. Yeah, he came out really good, and all these details. The original one that I printed, you could not see these angel wings on his back that well. So I wanted to. That's an important feature I wanted, especially considering how much time I put into modeling that. I know it looks simple, but it took a long time. So yeah, so I had to make sure I had to print that in a way where it came out correctly. So yeah. I think I'm going to end up selling them on eBay. I'm not sure yet. I haven't figured it out. But I'll figure it out soon. All right. A lot of 3D stuff is tedious is the wrong word, but you just got to do it right. See, that's all. In the beginning, you got to get your foundation right. So you got to get your shapes set up correctly, and so that's what I'm doing right here. By tonight, this will look like a complete glove. And it'll look totally, well, I mean, it'll look realistic. I won't say totally realistic, but it'll look realistic. But yeah, this is a fun part, actually. Constructing things like this is fun. I'm going to tell you right now. Getting it right. Building the gun. Building this gun. I found the Star Wars gun online. I mean, that is a cool ass gun, right? I mean, let's just. I mean, that is cool. Is it cool can be. I added, I found the designs and like the Star Wars stuff people they put out there for the cartoons and whatnot. So I don't know what character used this, but I thought, you know what, that is really a kick-ass looking sniper rifle. And the problem with making a fat statue is that um, they're like a lot of people have done it. We've all seen it. There's only. It's not like Boba Fett is the most versatile character ever, right? You want to see him in certain ways, and people have done those ways already. So I wanted to make something different that stood out, that would have nuance to him. So I think I'm going to add more than what you typically would see on a Mandalorian. Um, there's going to be the Fett things, like the signature things, I think, but I want to make him a little bit more than, so to say. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it's just like everything else you've ever seen. You know, so why not make it different, make it fun? I might end up printing the gun alone, right? Because the gun alone, I mean, it's just cool. It's just a cool thing. I mean, I spent a couple of days building it. I'm like, why not? And here's this other gun that we all know. Let's see. This is his other gun, the one that we are kind of used to. These guns are weird. They're tough to make. I mean, I would rather sculpt the Hulk full body than trying to figure out exactly how this is constructed. And I got it pretty good, but it's a ton of work coming up with this stuff, and it's not like there's blueprints, right? And yeah. So anyway, it came out pretty good. I might print that one too on its own, just for fun. But yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Fingers. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing the fingers separate right now so I can move them around. But eventually, I'm going to make them all one. Right. Here we go. Thumbs are weird. They're just, you're used to, I know it sounds odd, but modeling the other four fingers and then getting to the thumb is like getting to you know, a weird looking cousin or something. Just strange. Your brain's thinking one way and then all of a sudden. Um, here we go. Something like that. There's probably a faster way to do this, but um, this is my way. Remember, these are gloves, not fingers. So, something like that. Okay. Let's grab everything. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Much easier. Let's get rid of the thumb. We don't need him anymore. Okay. Right. Let's. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's gonna work. Uh, where is this guy? Oh wow. Never made one. Okay. Okie dokie. Gonna work. All right. Let's make sure it's gonna work. That works pretty good, I would say. Um, this thumb maybe could go like that a little bit. But other than that, that's pretty good, I think. If you guys were here, you could say, yep, that works pretty good. All right, let's move. Let's set this fist up. Let's save. And we'll set that fist up. So I want these. I'm going to merge these probably into that right there. I want to make it a little bit bigger. It gets tedious, man. Doing the 3D stuff can get tedious. It's a lot of stuff to mess around with. I got to keep remembering. So they look like this, right? They went to the hardware store and bought gloves like that. One of the other things with this figure, this model I'm making, is the damage to the armor, right? I want to make sure that I have that on there somehow. So I've got to figure. There's multiple ways you can do that kind of stuff. It's easier to add stuff on top of the armor, right? As a separate object that looks all like the scratches or but that isn't how scratches work, as we know. So it's got to be subtracted from the actual armor just a little bit, and that's tricky stuff. I'm going to do it, but it's definitely going to be tricky to do. You end up, the reason why it's tricky is because objects can be simple like this so far, which it won't be, but you can see how it's simple. It's not a lot of um, polys in the object, right? And there's, you can see there's more in this helmet. So when I get to the point where when I'm ready and I think everything's all set, I'm going to take this helmet shape and I'm going to do something like, let's see if I can show you real quick. I'm going to do something like this, where I subdivide it to an enormous degree, like that, right? Maybe even more than that. And that way you can actually get the detail out of the object. It's tricky stuff. And it makes your model way heavier. So when you move stuff around like this would be like click, drag, because the memory's catching up. So it's way heavier. So that's one of the problems with detail like that. But yeah, it's important on this guy. The thing that makes it easier is that it's all my shapes are separate shapes. So not every, like, the cloth doesn't have to be mega subdivided, right? Or the gun doesn't have to be mega subdivided because there's not really damage. Um, but only in selective shapes, I'm going to actually go crazy subdividing it to put that stuff on there. So yeah, it's just the way it is. All right, I'll tell you what I want to do. Let's merge these fingers first. Like that. Boom. Like that. Yeah, these things are a ton of work. There's no question. No, I imagine just like AI art, that someday they're gonna just it'll be something that AI will do, which is sad, but I don't know how you really get away from something like that. Um, I can almost guarantee it. Um, right. Well, okay, that's what I'll do. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I want to merge. No, not yet. I want to do that to these. Here we go. Close enough. You would think that I would have fingers like this already made, like on the like I would just do it once and then I would save it somewhere, right? Which is what I should do. But you know, just stupid, I guess. Sometimes I don't know. You know, you don't want everything looking the same. You know what I mean? You don't really want to go through the process of doing a model and then going, yeah, everything looks exactly the same. Those are the fingers from the other one. You just plugged them in, right? Um, you don't really want that. You want everything to look original because it is. So, you know, you want to not borrow from other previous works from before. I mean, I think that that's how um, people generally would do that to save time. Like they might save the basic shape like I'm doing now, and then they would move those. They would have this already done, and then they would make the final version that looks detailed to be unique. I think that's probably how people do it. You know. Okay. There we go. Save that. Right. So what I want to do is I want to copy these just in case I mess it up, which is typical, right? So these right here, I'm just gonna hide these. Um, just in case. Okay. Um, Hmm. How to get that there? Okay. Right? Line them up like that. Um, right? It's tricky stuff, man. Let me tell you. I think it's not, but it's tricky. Right, just like that. Like this. Hmm. I forgot about the music on this thing. Hold on. Okay. There we go. Now to grab that thumb. line it up. Okay, here. What the fuck? There we go. Much better. There we go. Not too shabby. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good shape. I'm trying to figure out, at this stage, you want to figure out you got the basic shapes right. I think I do. I think I'm just looking at this glove. I think I'm gonna sculpt. When I get the shapes done, I'm gonna sculpt the pillows, these little pillows that run along the top, for lack of a better way of describing them, these cushions. And then I think I'm gonna model that stuff. I'm gonna sculpt it, as long as I have it in the right layouts. So like I've got these going on already. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's subdivide those fingers. So I'm going to add divisions here, you might call them, but I'm going to subdivide these so they're right. That's too much. This one is too long. Maybe all these are a little too long. Like that. All right, let's subdivide, keep subdividing. Right. There we go. It's looking pretty good so far, right? Hmm.